Yo, whether you watching this from Facebook, Twitter, click the link in my Instagram or YouTube itself. What up, world? So, it is May. It is the end of May. It is time for my monthly movie talk video. Last month I did my 5 most anticipated movies of the summer. So, go ahead and check that out. It's on my playlist on my YouTube channel, man. It's appreciated. And this month I was just like, Deadpool comes out. I'm not gonna do anything Avengers related. I did that after Black Panther. I could do Ryan Reynolds. I could do X-Men. I bounced back and forth for a good 2-3 weeks. After Deadpool is when I was like, man, I should do X-Men. There's 11 movies, so one movie in this list is gonna be ass. But then I decided, and I'll probably forget because Dark Phoenix comes out next February. So I'll do X-Men next February and probably forget and end up doing something different. I'm gonna talk about my 10 favorite Ryan Reynolds movies. And man, for a dude who has been on my radar since Two Guys, a Grill and a Pizza Place came out, that's an underrated comedy. If that was on Netflix, I'd have done flew through it. He's come a long way, man, since Van Wilder, which I think Van Wilder is what put him on the map. So, I might brush over a couple of these fairly fast. Some of them I haven't watched recently. A lot of them I have. And number 10, I got Just Friends. And Just Friends, romantic comedy. Ryan Reynolds, fat kid in high school. Everybody thinks he's a loser. He's crushing on his best friend, played by Amy Smart, who's the hottest chick in class. But she only sees him as a friend. He goes off, becomes like a record executive. Loses all the weight, pulls mad chicks now. I think there's a joke about him and Alanis Morissette, and I think at the time Ryan Reynolds was really dating Alanis Morissette. He goes back home due to unforeseen circumstances. He's got Anna Faris with him, who is the hugest pop star in the world at the time. And just through all these different comedic situations, he's trying to like win Amy Smart's heart. His main obstacle becomes Chris Klein from American Pie. This dude who's like, he's a first responder in town. He can play the guitar. It's real funny. Like, I watched it because I consider it a Christmas movie. I watched it with my wife. Like, it's one of the first movies that me and my wife watched together when we weren't married yet, and we thought it was funny then, and I don't think I had seen it until last Christmas for like, I would damn near say like 5-10 years. And man, Ryan Reynolds was just hitting, man. Like, his delivery and every joke that he made had me dying. I don't know, like, I was just in a good mood. It was a holiday season, whatever. But man, I thought it was really funny. At number 9, I got The Proposal, and that's Sandra Bullock, who is this real ice queen book editor, and Ryan Reynolds is her assistant. And he has these plans for the weekend that she wants him to cancel, but then due to her green card or citizenship getting revoked or whatever, they stage a marriage, they stage a relationship. She goes with him to Alaska for this family trip and meets his family, and they start off just bumping heads, disagreeing, arguing, just like putting on the facade. And they like the layers come down, the guard comes down, and they form this relationship that has a lot of really funny moments. Sandra Bullock is one of my favorite actresses, and their chemistry was so good. And it was just her being in the situation of just like trying to fit in or trying to not make an ass out of herself. And the supporting cast is dope. Like, Betty White is in it, Mary Steenburgen is in it, Craig T. Nelson, aka Coach, aka Mr. Incredible. Like, it's real funny. Like, the dude who has been doing the State Farm insurance commercials with Chris Paul and James Harden, he's in it as like a part of the town, and he has like 8 different jobs. Like, I saw it all the way through for the first time a couple weeks ago before Deadpool came out. I enjoyed it. At number 8, which after setting up my list, like, I'm kind of amazed that this movie is this low, and that's Adventureland. And this is one of those movies that you could kind of say, like, oh, this isn't a Ryan Reynolds movie. Like, he's in it. He has a major part in the plot. But in the credits, it does say either and or with Ryan Reynolds. But either way, his impact is felt as far as the story. Adventureland is about Jesse Eisenberg. He just graduated high school. He, I think something happened with his parents. And he doesn't have like the free ride. He doesn't have like all expenses paid trip to college anymore, so he has to get this this summer job, and it's at an amusement park like a Six Flags, Disneyland, Kings Island, Cedar Point. What's the one in like Virginia? I can't think of the name of it. My Virginia viewers know what I'm talking about. My East Coast viewers know what I'm talking about, like Southeast Coast. It's on the tip of my tongue. It's killing me. But amusement park, man, roller coasters, rides, whatever. And he meets Kristen Stewart. They form this relationship. Or Ryan Reynolds plays like the maintenance guy. If a ride or a game breaks, he comes and fixes it. He's, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s. He's married, but he steps out on his wife. He's a scumbag. And Jesse Eisenberg finds out about a couple relationships that he's had, and that affects his relationship with Kristen Stewart. And it's just like coming of age, and like Jesse Eisenberg finding out who he really is. But like it's kind of like a reserved role for Ryan Reynolds. He has enough to do that he impacts the story, like I said, but he's not at the forefront. The scene stealer of that movie is Bill Hader. Bill Hader, who hopefully will be officially announced as Adult Richie in It Chapter 2 here pretty soon. Bill Hader, he voiced Fear in Inside Out. Like, if you don't watch Saturday Night Live, you're not going to know who Bill Hader is. And if you don't know who Bill Hader is... At number 7, I got Smokin' Aces. Come out January 2007 domestically. It stars... the cast is enormous. I don't know how much screen time. Like, not all the stars have that much screen time, but there's a lot of names in this movie, man. It's directed by Joe Carnahan. He directed The A-Team with Bradley Cooper and Liam Neeson. He directed The Grey with Liam Neeson. He directed Narc 2002. He's got one or two other movies, man, but Smokin' Aces stars Ray Liotta, Ben Affleck, Ryan Reynolds, Chris Pine, Jeremy Piven, Common, Taraji P. Henson, Alicia Keys, Andy Garcia, among a slew of others. And Ryan Reynolds plays this FBI agent. Him and Ray Liotta are partners, and they're sent to apprehend Jeremy Piven, but Jeremy Piven has these mob ties, and like the head of the crime family in Las Vegas put a hit out on Jeremy Piven, and so many different teams like bail bondsmen, cops, hitmen, assassins, like they all come for Jeremy Piven. And it's like the editing is dope, the pacing is dope, it's exciting, there's a twist at the end that's real crazy. And it's an underrated action movie over the past 15 years or so, and it's another one that if you haven't seen it, like I highly recommend that you check it out. At number 6, I got Waiting. Waiting come out in 2005. Justin Long is the main character, the forefront of, you know, who has the dilemma as far as characters. But it takes place in a restaurant, basically like second shift. I take that back because there were characters that pulled up when the restaurant opened who were there when it closed. So like the main characters, Ryan Reynolds, Justin Long, John Francis Daly, the new guy. I want to say Luis Guzman, Anna Faris, Caitlin Doubleday. Like they all work a double during the day, but I don't know, maybe that might be like a flaw in the movie because I think like the whole cast might work a day. Like the dude who has stage fright and can't pee is there all day because they make fun of him for working a double for this girl that he's lusting after who isn't paying him no attention. But like Ryan Reynolds is like the comic relief of the movie. He does like Forrest Gump impression. He's always talking shit. There's a back and forth between him and Anna Faris about like their sex life because they had previously dated. They play this game where like they show like you got to get somebody to look at your balls. Like if you've heard of this movie, you know about the game. And that one bitch that's what I'm saying. Like if you go to a restaurant, don't be rude. Cause your food that you put in your body will touch somebody's anatomy. If you're rude to the server, if you're rude to the waitress, it's real funny, man. It's very underrated. And the end, man, the end is epic. The end is epic. At number 5, I got Life. One, it's this low. Oh, my dog, old man Lawrence, I'm looking at you because I know you won't complain about this placement. But Life is what I thought was an okay movie with an amazing ending, and it's this low because Ryan Reynolds is in it for like 10 minutes. When it came out last year, people said that it was an okay movie with a predictable ending. I'm not one who can predict endings, so I get surprised very easy by endings that, like, I'm that sap. Like I tell you guys in these videos all the time, I'm that sucker that Hollywood is targeting because they'll never see this coming. I'm that guy that never sees it coming. But it's Jake Gyllenhaal, Rebecca Ferguson, and Ryan Reynolds, and a gang of other actors are like a part of this astronaut science space team, and they have this alien life form, and it grows and becomes like its own creature and starts picking off this crew. Like Ryan Reynolds is Ryan Reynolds as an astronaut. He's quippy, he's funny, he's the comic relief, but he's not in the movie that long. At number 4, I got The Croods, and The Croods is the DreamWorks animation that also stars Nicolas Cage, Emma Stone, Catherine Keener, Clark Duke, and it's about these cave people who are like Nicolas Cage is like so protective of his family. He's the one who goes out, faces danger, comes back, and he provides. Emma Stone is the daughter who wants to explore and like see the world. She meets Ryan Reynolds. He goes by Guy. He has like all this advanced like clothes and weapons and stuff, and Emma Stone is smitten. Nicolas Cage doesn't trust him, but due to Guy, like this family survives because they have to leave their home and see like what else is out there. Like they have to. It's evolution. And this movie had a sequel scheduled, and then it got pulled. I don't know if it was because like DreamWorks, the distribution rights to DreamWorks like went from I want to say Fox to Universal or to Paramount. I think it went from Fox to Universal. So Universal is going to distribute DreamWorks while they still make Illumination movies. It's weird when a studio distributes multiple types of animation. 'Cause Fox was doing Blue Sky and DreamWorks, and now I don't know why because I thought Paramount owned DreamWorks. I'm getting off on a tangent, but I'm not going to edit this out. But The Croods 2 is back on the release schedule, I believe, for 2020. Because this is one of the better, like, this is in my top, I'd say 10. I don't know about 5, but the Croods is in my top 10 favorite DreamWorks movies of all time. And it's a small cast, it's a contained cast, and they work so well together that I want to see what more can happen with this story. At number 3, I got Safe House. And Safe House is one that I haven't seen in a couple years, and I was gonna watch it before Deadpool, but then I picked The Voices instead because I didn't remember how I felt about The Voices. And it's Safe House is directed by the same director as Life. I assume that's why Ryan Reynolds is in Life. But Daniel Espinosa, he 2 movies. I like both movies. Obviously, they're in my top 5 Ryan Reynolds movies. And Ryan Reynolds, not necessarily rookie, but he plays like this young, inexperienced agent who gets stationed at this safe house, like protecting or guarding Denzel Washington while he's being interrogated. And then like operatives and other like colleagues of Ryan Reynolds like come and attack this safe house. And he doesn't know exactly who he can trust, but he knows he has to protect Denzel Washington. And I remember the ending was really dope. And as far as like an action movie, like it was a really exciting action movie. Like this makes like I will watch Safe House again over the next few months. I can't say when. The next time I want to put on a random movie, I'm gonna randomly put on Safe House. Now for my last two, I'm just gonna combine them. My number two is Deadpool 2, and since it just come out a couple weeks ago, I'm not gonna go too much into it. My review is on the channel, and I've seen it twice. I really enjoy it. It's really funny. Upon second viewing, my opinions really didn't change. I think they sacrificed a lot of character interaction. In the first movie, we find out who Wade Wilson is. It's a sequel, so we care about Deadpool. We care about the character of Wade Wilson, and it's his fight to be better. In the first movie, it was revenge. In this movie, it's self-improvement, and he has to defend Cable. Josh Brolin kills it as Cable. Zazie Beetz kills it as Domino. There's a lot of great comedy. There's some great action scenes, but I'll say no more. Watch my review if you want. And of course, my number one is the first Deadpool. It's such a simple movie, man. It's a revenge movie. It's an origin story. Wade Wilson gets sick and does whatever he can possibly think of to cure himself, because Vanessa is, his reason for being at the time. He's chasing down Francis. Francis made him what he is. He's chasing down Francis. The bridge scenes, the test footage, like, it blows my mind that they put the test footage in the movie, and that's brilliant to me. It's just so good, and I think the fun, the wit and the puns, and Ryan Reynolds being unleashed Ryan Reynolds without any restraint is what fans of this dude has always wanted, and the Merc with the mouth was the perfect outlet to do that. So man, that is my list. There were a couple movies, like I wanted Turbo to make the list just because it has Indianapolis in it, like it takes place at the Indy 500. But it just, I'm sorry, like I gotta be true to myself. I gotta be true to myself, and it was like number 12. And then The Hitman's Bodyguard was way better than I thought it was gonna be last year. Like the camaraderie with Ryan Reynolds and Samuel L. Jackson, the back and forth. He said he single-handedly ruined the word motherfucker. I actually have been reading that they're gonna do a sequel to The Hitman's Bodyguard, but it's like The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard or something like that. And I can only assume that Selma Hayek is gonna need a bodyguard, and Ryan Reynolds is the one that gets tasked with that job. So maybe it'll be less Samuel L. Jackson and more Selma Hayek and Ryan Reynolds playing off each other. Either way, man, Ryan Reynolds is a fun actor. I enjoy most of what he puts out there. I mean, bash his other comic book movies all you want, man. Blade Trinity, X-Men Origins Wolverine, Green Lantern, R.I.P.D. There's other movies he's done, like The Change Up. I haven't seen Buried. Like, I really want to see Buried. It looks crazy. And then I saw a trailer for a movie where, like, he loses his daughter, and I don't know, it looked like a different, like, flip on Prisoners with Hugh Jackman. And then the voices, just, I rewatched it, it just didn't make the cut. That's it, man. Like 5, 10, just favorite overall. Like, what are some of your favorite Ryan Reynolds movies, man? I recently posted reviews for Solo, a Star Wars story, for Deadpool 2, for Life of the Party, Overboard, Avengers. I have months past movie talks on my channel. Check those out, man. NBA Finals video should be posted. Ocean's 8, and the week after Ocean's 8 I want to see Incredibles 2, and I want to see Tag. Tag looks hilarious, man. Like, subscribe, comment, find me where you find me, man. Don't know where to find me. Watch these credits. Peace.